we have a knife, right? Right. So we have a knife, actually switch to me. So we have a knife in here. One of the basic stances that we do in jiu-jitsu, like, is to come up and grab the neck here, which prevents him from backing up on me, and keep this elbow in front here. But what I want to do is, I want to turn that elbow to the center line. I don't want to be like this, which encourages that tilt. I want to be center line so that I can actually control forward and backward distance on this guy. Now, that's one principle that we do in stand-up. The other principle that we do is from this guard position. So this guy is going to break guard, right? And he goes to break guard. Where's his head at in relationship to his hands? Behind him, yeah. Right? Why?
To control the head. So
because if his head comes forward of the hands, what happens?
When he loses the escape.
He loses balance, and I can just bring him forward and then he falls, right?
Okay.
Okay. So those two principles applied in a stand-up knife environment. So as I'm sitting here, typical defense that is taught in, MACP, and it's even taught in McMap and stuff like that, is to hollow out the hands and brace for that impact, all right? So as I come in, all right, so he hollows out. There's nothing wrong with this. He's got good leverage leaning forward here, right? But I want you to see, where's his head and where's his hands?
His head behind his hand.
His head's behind the hand. That's why it works.
Okay.
Now watch. All I have to do is bring his head in front of his hands, and he cannot stop movement backwards. Okay? If I'm sitting here and he locks out, he's got good posture here, and I'm trying to drive in, he can keep it away. But if I move this forward, he can't. All right? Also, take note of where the knife goes. Okay? Goes into his bathing suit parts there, but also you have those femorals that come down out of the inside of that hip there. That's a bad, bad place to get cut. You get cut there and you actually catch a femoral, we're not tourniqueting that. I mean, you're pretty much screwed. Unless I go knee and chest and basically get my finger in there to actually plug up that artery, you're pretty much screwed. So, as we're here, I want you to keep in mind that normal defense, that aggressive, I'm not going to move and I'm not going to get offline. That normal defense that a lot of people teach, to come in here, drive in, and where does my knife go? I power assist here with my leg, but once his head comes in front of his hands, he has no more control over this movement of the knife.
Okay.
All right? So I want to work on that, and we're going to work on one caveat to that also. So I'll just go ahead and show you that now. So as we're sitting here, he comes in, boom, this comes in here, I power assist through here, and I can actually get that cut. But I also want you to see that if he gets offline, right? So he grabs a hold of my hand, he grabs a hold, go ahead, grab it. So he grabs a hold of my hand and he gets offline here, right? How do we do a reset with a gun? How do I automatically self-right him? Just pull back. So as I'm here, pull back, boom, back in again.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The same principles that we do with a gun. As I'm sitting here, he grabs that gun and he gets offline. But if I just pull back, it self-rights.
Okay.
And it puts him right back in front of the muzzle again. Same principle here. Now, how do I pull back without getting on my heels? I get offline. So as I'm here, boom, he gets that off, I step offline. It just self-righted. Boom. Now I come back in on it. Okay? So, we're going to work, we work the defense, now we're going to work that offense portion. Right? I want you to come in, your opponent is basically going to come out and he's just going to grab and trap here. I want you to just grab the head, keeping that elbow to the inside in that normal position that we do. Okay? From here, I'm just going to pull his head past his arms. Once I pull his head towards my shoulder, his head is now forward of his hands, so now I'm just going to step through with my back leg and drive in.
Okay.